Hi, I'm author Sasscer Hill, and I am both proud and delighted to have won an award in the Carrie McCray Memorial Literary Awards, and the one that I won was for the first chapter of my novel that's just completed. It's called The Dark Side of Town. It probably won't be out from St. Martin's Press until 2018, but it is under contract and they are going to publish the book. So I wanted to read you the first part of the first chapter, because to read the whole chapter would be too long, I think. So I'm going to read part of it, and I think that since the story is now out and available to the public in this literary journal, it's okay for me to read it even if it is under contract. So if you'll bear with me, I hope you'll enjoy this. I will read you just the first part of the first chapter of The Dark Side of Town. Thanks. Dense fog enveloped the backstretch at Saratoga Racecourse that morning, leaving the Oklahoma turning track virtually invisible. Still, I could smell its sandy dirt and sense the expanse of the mile oval stretching away from me. Jogging along the gravel path that paralleled the track, I shoved my hands deeper into the pockets of my jacket, hugging the black denim tighter around my ribcage against the dawn chill. Out on the dirt, the pounding of hooves drew closer, the sound muffled in the moisture-laden air. Beyond the rail, the horses flying past me were ill-defined, almost ghostly. The sudden, deafening crack of a handgun was neither muffled nor poorly defined. My years as a Baltimore street cop left no doubt what I heard. I stood still, eyes and ears straining. Ahead, someone screamed, "Oh my God!" I raced forward. The high-pitched wails of a woman grew louder. As I drew close, I could make out her thin figure, her pale face staring at a form splayed on the ground at her feet. The acrid scent of gunpowder floated past me. The coppery stench of blood was unmistakable. I closed the distance between us. "Hey," I said, heading off her next cry. "Maybe you should step back. The cops will come. You don't want to mess up the scene, right?" Though she'd stopped screaming, she didn't seem to hear me. She stared at the figure on the ground, her body shaking. I stared too, male, the black of his head blown out, his hand still clutching a revolver. Suicide? The woman moaned. I could almost hear another scream rising in her throat. "Do you have a phone?" I said, trying to distract her. "Hey, look at me!" She did, her eyes huge and round. "Do you know him?" "I know. I've seen him at the track before. I've seen him around." Gently, I grasped her arm. "Come on, don't stare at him anymore. We need to get help." "Do you have a phone?" I asked again. She nodded numbly. "Okay, good. Call 911. I had almost pulled my cell to make the call before stopping. Though no longer a street cop, I was working undercover and needed to keep a low profile. When the woman talked to the dispatcher, she grew more focused, giving her name, saying a man had been shot, or maybe shot himself, at the Oklahoma training track just inside the East Avenue entrance to Saratoga's backstretch. "No," she said. "I ran over here when I heard his gun go off, and I saw—" The dispatcher must have sensed her building hysteria and said something to divert it. As they are trained to do, he kept his witness on the phone. The mist began to break up and rose toward the treetops and spires crowning the historic wooden barns to my right. I eased away from the woman, stepping into a lingering column of fog, and glanced back. Good, I could barely see her. I shouldn't be involved in the shooting. I double-timed it toward my original destination, the barn where I worked as a hot walker. In the distance, a police siren wailed. The sound drew closer as I hurried away. And that is part of the first chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.